Hello friends, welcome back. Hope you're doing well. And if you're new here, I'm Jim. Thanks for stopping by. Today I'm taking a look at Topaz Photo Ai and comparing it to Topaz Denoise Ai. Both have great noise reduction, AI based of course, but with Photo Ai kind of being what appears to be the future because it's a combined plugin combining denoise and sharpening and enlargement all in one. I kind of wanted to compare it to denoise just for the denoise function because denoise is kind of their traditional standard one, but it sounds like over time Photo Ai is going to be the primary product. And so I wanted to compare it on some kind of what I call street photos. These are photos where I'm out walking around handheld, therefore, of course, no tripod, slightly elevated ISO. This is not extreme ISO of 10,000 or something like that. This is ISO 800 to ISO 2000, kind of what I typically shoot, lower light in cities. I just kind of wanted to compare the two because historically I've used Denoise Ai a fair amount for these kind of photos and the results are great, to be clear. But since Photo Ai is kind of an all-in-one, well not kind of, it is an all-in-one, and since it's kind of appears to be the future of where things are going, I wanted to take a look and see how things turn out. So I've got a photo here. This is, check notes, f4 ISO 800. You can see it's just kind of a street shot in London. There's this couple and they were taking a selfie of them here. What I did is I just turned it on, for lack of a better word. I let Photo Ai do its own thing, which is basically using autopilot settings, which I like, right? That basically says, hey, Photo Ai, you figure out what needs to happen here. Now, I do have the ability to come in here and make refinements if I want to, and that's nice. I can sharpen, of course, AI base, and I've got the enhanced resolution, recover faces, and upscale. So you got a lot of power here, but I mostly want to look at the noise reduction. And so I'm zoomed in 200%, and if you look at the noise reduction, honestly, it looks great. I'm quite happy with that. And what I want to do is take a look at that same image here in Denoise Ai, which is right here. Let me get the before and after. And in Denoise Ai, I did the same thing, which is just let it choose kind of autopilot, for lack of a better word, where it automatically recommends a model for this image. As you can see, because it's a raw file, it seems to have picked up raw. And you know what? I think it looks great. The noise reduction is miraculously gone, and I think things look really good, to be honest. Now, I was focused on these people, but I also wanted to take a look at some of the noise over here and some of the sharpness overall with some of these things kind of in the background. And so you can see that's recalculated. And you know what? Again, it looks great. All of this is not going to be super sharp. It's background. It wasn't really the focal area, so I don't really care. But I think the noise reduction looks fantastic, to be honest. And going back to Photo Ai, let me move over to the same area and something about like that. Give that a second to recalculate. And once again, it looks great. In fact, it looks a little bit sharper, I think, on this ad, which again, not a huge deal to me because it's kind of background, not really the focal area. But if you look at this sign here, the noise looks fantastic. I can't really tell the difference. Plus in here, I have the ability to do some sharpening and enlargement if I want to. And while there is sharpening built in over here, and it's recommending, in fact, doing some sharpening, I would say overall the sharpening in denoise, because it's not really the focal point of the product, kind of no pun intended. You've got Sharpen AI to go do that. I would normally not do much sharpening here and prefer to do that in Sharpen AI. But the thing I like about Photo Ai is I'm getting great results and it's all on autopilot and it's all in one product. And so I like that quite a bit. And so this is a result where I would say, you know what, I would just use Photo Ai. I've got no reason to go separately to multiple plugins on the Topaz side. I don't want to go to Denoise and then go to Sharpen and then go over to Gigapixel. With Photo Ai, I just do it all in one place, which is what I like about it. I think the efficiency overall kind of outweighs any benefits you may get of the extra models that you get to choose from, because in Denoise you have all these different models. You can come in and there's tons of power and control. And if you have a really high ISO image, you might be better off sticking with Denoise Ai. But for me, moderate noise, ISO 800 to ISO 2000, even higher, ISO 2500, 3200, things like that. If it's not extreme noise, I'm quite happy, to be honest, with the results I'm getting from Photo Ai. So while there's more power and control in the individual plugins, the combined usage and the ease in terms of the workflow and the overall results in Photo Ai are more than sufficient for me in terms of this kind of photo, which is something that I typically take quite a bit. Now I want to look at one more image. Okay, here's a second example. This is handheld low light f1.8 ISO 1600. It's just some random street scene, and kind of looked like liminal space to me. Dark night, like a car wash. I don't know, it just seemed kind of weird and mysterious. So I took a photo, no big deal, but fair amount of noise. And here in Photo AI, and if you look at it, honestly, it looks fantastic. I think the stuff that needs to be kind of sharp, which is here in the center of the photo, looks good. The noise reduction in the sky looks fantastic. And if I go over to Denoise, same thing. I mean, it looks fantastic overall. And again, a lot more capability in terms of the different options you can choose. I'm just going on autopilot just to compare the overall output and the settings, and it looks great in Denoise. I mean, Denoise does a fantastic job, but the point is, I can't really tell a huge difference. I would rather just have it all in one place and just do it all simply in Photo AI, because it just saves me time, and simply because I think these autopilot settings are often, in this kind of photo, working quite well for me. Saves me time. I don't have to think about it. Now, over here back in Denoise, I have the ability to come in and do this comparison view and figure things out, make adjustments, change settings. Again, more power and control, which is great. And on certain images, you might want or need that. But on standard kind of stuff, like what I'm seeing with the stuff that I normally shoot in cities at night, I don't really see a reason to use something like Denoise AI when I can kind of do more things automatically and frankly quicker here in Photo AI. Okay, and I've got one last example. And by the way, if you haven't picked up Photo AI yet, it's still on sale for a few more days. There's a link down below. You can save $40 on this tool. And frankly, this tool, like I said, and as I'm showing here, working great for me, again, on the kind of stuff that I like to shoot at the settings that I typically do shoot. Here's one more example, and this is f5 ISO 2000. Now, this is just a JPEG image, but lower light. It's a scene in Paris at a cafe. I was kind of shooting, and you know, you've got all this stuff, high ISO image noise it's picking up. I'm using autopilot settings, but if you look at these young ladies here, I think the noise looks fantastic. They look reasonably sharp, and the sign in the background on the cafe, Les Deux Magots, if I said that correctly, that looks frankly fantastic. These faces back here, that looks pretty good as well. And honestly, like, I'm quite pleased, and I've done nothing other than autopilot settings. Again, I can come in and sharpen and add things to it. And if I look at it in Denoise, also on the AI model where it automatically selected what to do, and what does it look like? I mean, it looks great. It's a great product. I'm not having any issues whatsoever with Denoise AI. My point here is that for the kind of stuff that I typically do, the way that I typically shoot, I don't need to go use the individual plugins because it's going to take me more time. And if I go through and I have to customize and figure out what settings I want to use, it's just a lot easier to use Photo AI. It's quicker, and the results, I think, speak for themselves. This looks great in Denoise AI, no complaints whatsoever. And again, I've got capability here to go in and do different things. In fact, let me turn on model preferences, and it shows standard and all that kind of stuff. And like I said, the results are great. I can customize and get more out of it, either more sharpness, more noise reduction, or whatever. It looks fine. I'm happy with it. But in Photo AI, I'm just as happy, maybe happier, and I don't have to do anything besides drop the photo in there and save the image. So I'm quite happy and pleased with the way Photo AI is helping me get what I need out of individual images shot in, I'd call moderate ISO conditions. In this case, ISO 800 to ISO 2000. And these are kind of street or city shots, lower light, handheld. It works great for this kind of stuff. Eases the workflow because it's an all-in-one, so I can sharpen and enlarge if I want to. And these autopilot settings are working quite well. So I'm pleased with Photo AI. I'm going to keep using it. And I'm going to probably go also look at some more extreme ISO examples. I don't really shoot like that a lot, but it might be interesting to go take a look and do some comparisons. Hope this gives you some idea. If you haven't looked at Photo AI, and if you have, I'd be curious what results you're seeing as well. Leave those in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this video, check out that one about Photo AI. And other than that, my friends, you guys take care of yourselves. Thanks for watching. I'll be back soon with more videos. And until then, my friends, adios.